Welcome back to Module 2 of our CCNA journey. Today, we're tackling one of the most practical topics on the exam. VLANs are designed to isolate traffic, keeping broadcast domains neatly separated, but that isolation creates a problem. Sometimes, those VLANs need to talk. In Lesson 9, we'll explore inter-VLAN routing, the techniques that bridge those separated networks at Layer 3, and we'll do it the way a working engineer does, one command at a time. So here's the core tension. VLANs isolate by design. That's literally their job. But the moment sales in VLAN 10 needs to hit a server sitting in VLAN 20, you've crossed a subnet boundary, and that means Layer 3. You've got two ways to solve it. Router on A stick uses a single router link carved into subinterfaces, one per VLAN, cheap, simple, fine for a small shop. A Layer 3 switch handles it internally with SVIs, faster and the modern standard. Both show up on the exam, so we'll work through each in turn. Let's start with router on a stick. The idea is simple. You take one physical link between the router and switch, turn it into a trunk, and then carve the router's interface into logical subinterfaces, one per VLAN. Notice the pattern on R1. GI00, well, 10 gets tagged for VLAN 10 with the encapsulation.1q command and an IP that becomes the gateway for that subnet. Same recipe for VLAN 20 on GIO or 20. And remember, the switch side of that link has to be configured as a trunk. Otherwise, the tags never arrive. Now, method 2, and this is where things get cleaner. Instead of hairpinning traffic out to a router, we let a multi-layer switch do the routing itself, internally at hardware speed. The magic starts with one command, IP routing. Without it, the switch stays purely Layer 2. Then for each VLAN, we create a switched virtual interface, interface VLAN 10, interface VLAN 20, and give each one an IP. That address becomes the default gateway for hosts in that VLAN. No trunks, no subinterfaces, no bottleneck. So which one wins? In practice, the Layer 3 switch. It routes in hardware, scales cleanly across many VLANs, and isn't bottlenecked by a single trunk link. Router on a stick is cheaper and fine for a small network or a lab, but most production LANs today lean on L3 switches. That said, don't skip the older method. Router on a stick still shows up on the CCNA exam, so you want both configurations in your back pocket. And that wraps Lesson 9. Next up is the Module 2 recap. Lesson 10, where we pull together everything on Ethernet and switching before moving deeper into the CCNA track. If this helped, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it, and you'll find the full course over at Dargslan.com. See you in the recap.